This is Gene Krebs.
Hi there. Oh. Whoosh.
And we're high on Ohio.
I come from northeastern Ohio, from communities that have seen some very devastating economic times. And as a very young kid, frankly, I started to see the link between how public policy and how government can help turn communities around. And so that was one of the reasons that I got interested in history, followed current events, and ultimately had hoped that I would have an opportunity to serve my community and my state in one way or another. I'm also very committed specifically to healthcare policy issues. It was a personal experience of my grandfather having Alzheimer's that got me fully engaged in making sure that all older adults are able to age with dignity. And I've held that commitment through my tenure here in the Ohio Senate. As sort of a self-proclaimed policy wonk, I feel that we should always be more engaged in policy, in data, and in weighing facts to make the appropriate decisions to serve the people of the state of Ohio. You have to target the things that I think are going to be the most meaningful and have the most impact in the long run. I actually am the dual sponsor with Senator Burke of Senate Bill 206.
Okay.
So he and I just recently testified in the House,
Okay.
the bill that is aiming to basically improve health outcomes for Medicaid beneficiaries while slowing the growth of Medicaid spending. Convert their reimbursement formula towards a more episodic-based comprehensive care payment. So you're not incentivizing test after test after test because that's how you're getting paid. You are getting paid on a capitated rate that is comprehensive and that it is geared towards improving the health outcomes, shifting towards care coordination and care teams, having professionals work at the top of their scope of practice. All of these things combined improve those health outcomes, help slow costs, but providers are not going to do the kind of things that are necessary to innovate care delivery if the payment is not there for that.
Right.
I would say that there are a lot of people, and this goes for any level of elected official, that assume that we all live this very glamorous life and have drivers and go to all kinds of cocktail parties, which I guess there are here lots of cocktail parties here in Columbus, but we do not have an expense account.
Right.
We
there is no gym.
We drive ourselves.
Right.
If you do this job right.
Yes.
Let me put it that way. If you do this job with the appropriate mission, you're doing a lot of very grueling, very unglamorous time behind the wheel,
yes.
In the communities, getting, your hands dirty and your shoes muddy, none of which, you see in these sort of media-driven interpretation of what it means to be in public office. I think what keeps me up at night is the constituents that I can't help. I do have two hobbies in life outside of loving and listening to music. One is baking pies, and the other is taking photographs, and particularly taking photographs that try to capture, vignettes of real American life. I think I'm very fortunate that I have what I refer to as a microcosm of Ohio in my district. I have urban, suburban, and rural communities, and so while facing the challenges of successfully and effectively representing all of the communities that are in my district.
Yes.
That struggle, I think, it mirrors the greater challenge of making appropriate decisions for all 11.5 million Ohioans.
Yeah.
I am very interested in communities and cultures that have not necessarily gotten a lot of attention, particularly those that are embedded as minorities, cultural minorities in particular, in larger contexts.
For more about the Center for Community Solutions or their publications, please visit www.communitysolutions.com.